Okay, 5th, 6th grade Wolves, we have a packet that we are working on in class. This packet may or may not come home for homework depending on our pace. It's likely that I will assign a few over the weekend. And so I'm putting this video together to give you a step-by-step on the 4 types of problems they're going to see. The first 2 pages have been highlighted or marked with which ones we're doing. And these are going to be dividing fractions, one of which does not have mixed numbers and the other does. If you don't know what a mixed number is, I'm about to show you. And then we have 2 pages of division, good old classic long division. 1 page without a remainder and another with. We're going to go through what the expectations are and how to kind of approach these questions. Dividing fractions is not tricky, but converting mixed numbers and remembering to simplify are some things I want to enforce. So it's important for them to show their work on all of these problems to get complete credit. Let's go through a few. Okay, so this is actually a freebie. If you watch the video, you're going to get one. This is the first one assigned in the no mixed numbers first page of dividing fractions. What that essentially means is we don't have any of these over here, sort of some whole, some fraction situations. We're going to do a method called keep, change, flip. I tell the kids it's like a really bad version of KFC. We're going to keep our first piece just as it is, 3/5. Cool. We're going to change our division to multiplication. And we're going to flip this fraction upside down. Oopsies. Okay, now we've set it up so that we can do multiplication, which is definitely the easiest, going straight across on the top and straight across on the bottom. I encourage them to work with multiplication charts instead of calculators to continue to strengthen that number sense. But as long as we're showing our work, that's what we're at. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 9 is 45. Okay, we're done, except we're not. This guy right here needs to be simplified. Okay, simplifying fractions is something they should have somewhere up in their brains, but I'm going to show you again right here. Usually you can use 2, 3, or 5 as an easy reference of numbers to use to simplify. I'm going to rewrite it here so I can work through it. Now, some people noticed that both 15 and 45 can divide by 3, or they both can divide by 5. It is possible that we use different methods to get to the same place. Both of them do not divide by 2. When simplifying a fraction, both the top and the bottom have to divide by the same number. If you're really good, you might notice they both would divide by 15. But again, for these kids who are just now learning the procedure, I like to kind of just keep it here. I'll show you both though. If we just divided by 15, it is definitely the most efficient, but it can be overwhelming for the kids to think of something that big. Instead, I like to just take it a little at a time. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 45 divided by 5 is 9. This way, though, requires that you ask again, can I divide it again? I can. As long as both the top and the bottom can divide by the same number, it doesn't matter if you use the same one as in step 1. I'm going to divide both by 3, and it's going to get me to 1/3, the same spot. While this first method has more steps, one, it's giving us the opportunity to practice, but also it's keeping the numbers for what they have to choose, trying to find what to divide, really simple. They can always use these 3. We know it's simplified when neither one will divide by the same thing. In this case, 1 only divides by 1, so it's done. Okay, we're going to circle our answers so that the teacher knows where it is, because look at all the work that we've shown. Now, scenario number 2 has a mixed number in it. I'm gonna zoom up on it for you, and we're gonna use a method to fix it. We're gonna use a method called the Texas method. Because I write a plus and a multiplication sign, and they kind of look like TX. Essentially though, we have to take 2 sets of 5, because we have 2 whole complete sets, and put them on top. The mathematical way of doing that is we're multiplying our whole number by the bottom and adding it to the top. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. I'm going to rewrite the front of my equation so that now I can get to business. That's really the only thing that's different. This is also a problem in the workbook. It's the first one that we have highlighted, so you can make sure it's done correctly. Now we do our keep, change, flip, and eventually our simplification. We're going to keep 9/10, change our division to multiplication, and flip our 12/5 to become 5/12. Notice that after we've converted our whole number situation, our mixed number, the steps are the same. We're going to multiply across. And I know that that can be simplified. I think they both divide by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 120 divided by 5, well, let's see. 5 goes into 12 twice. And we have 1 left over, so 4. Did I get that right? Let's see. Let's see if Miss Vaughn did that mental math right. She did. Okay. Oh no. Let's get that back there, and then we're gonna make some more room. Okay, so 9/24 is where we end, but I still think we can keep going. 9 divides by 3, and so does 24. This is probably the most obnoxious part of these questions, the simplifying, because it takes the longest. 3 and 8 can't divide by anything in common, and so that is my final answer. Okay, I want to give you the situation where if you run into your answer having a bigger number on top than on bottom, this is an improper fraction, and we don't like that. We have to fix that to get it to submit or get me to give you credit for it. That's simply dividing. We're going to do 15 divided by 4. 4 goes into 15 3 times. We're going to subtract. This is a preview to that long division too, huh? 4 goes into 15 3 whole times. And I have 3 left over. Okay? Go back and watch it again if that was too quick. That's the value of having this in video form as well. Okay, so those are the situations you might run into with the fractions pages. The next video is going to be long division.